has made Malawians to suffer greater consequences. One of it, Malawians don't have crores of cattle today. Why? Because they are all stolen. Malawians don't have crores of goats and sheep. Why? They are all stolen. Those that are having them, they are keeping 2 or 3 within in the house. And now let's look at hygienic there. Human beings are sleeping in the house with goats or sheep. And they are also in the same house keeping bags of maize, because now the granaries, the hogways are no longer there. They are finished. Because people now, they are afraid to leave it outside because thieves will come and steal. Instead, they have to put them in bags and pile them in the corner. And with the life of Malawi, people don't have bigger houses. There's no space to accommodate sheep or goats. There's no space to accommodate chickens. There's no space to accommodate bags of maize. In that case, Malawians are sleeping on the corner, forcing them to sell or to dispose some of these things to create space. At the end of the day, lives are tight for them. Now, before multi-party democracy came, Malawians had crores of animals there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 cattle. They had crores of goats somewhere, 30, 40 there. They had crores of chickens. You can count them 60, hundreds. And they were having granaries of maize, granaries of sorghum, granaries of millet, granaries of pigeon peas. They had granaries, including granaries of bees. After Matibate came, all those were closed because people stole them. People were having liberty to steal. Now, I don't want you and us to believe that Matibate is bad, because during the time of Kamuzubanda of Wanipate State, there's one man in Nchinji who told Kamuzubanda that we don't want Matibate in Malawi because we know Matibate is war. And we know that Matibate brings war. But now with you, Ngwazi, Dr. Kamuzubanda, we just sleep. If we hear any noise outside there, it's a god or a dog is moving. Let us not prove that man right, because Matibate is not war. But it is us, the leaders, that make Matibate to look like war. Therefore, we talk to you, leaders, Mr. Lazarus Chakwera. We talk to you, Mr. Peter Mutharika, and your running mate, Atupele Muluzi and Mr. Salos Chilima. Where is that Malawi where there was security? Where is that Malawi where there was peace? Because after Matibate democracy, all these have disappeared. And it has now impacted on the lives of Malawians. There's no development. There's no development that will come in a country when there's no security, when there's no peace. Lives cannot improve if people don't have their own granaries where they can keep their maize, their harvest. Life cannot move. And with the panic on how we build our homes in the villages, we don't build big houses. So the very same house should accommodate livestock, goats, or pigs, or sheep. The very same room should provide a corner for chickens. The other side, we must put some place where we can keep bags of maize, nandolo, groundnut or something. Will there be space for Malawians to cohabit very well? Now, if they are dying at the age of 60 or less than that, should we say it is a change of climate, or it is us that are failing to use the meaning of democracy? You can promise Malawians many things, but if you don't address this matter, there's no way whatever you're promising will work. Because the most basic thing that a Malawian will need is security. First hand, security. Then peace. Today, in summer, nobody will sleep outside. Because 2 things or 3 things will happen. You will be killed, or your wife will be raped, or your kids will be raped out there while you are watching. The country has just gone to the dogs, we should say so. So Matibate cannot be labeled that the people that read Matibate are dogs. No, it is how you can run a country. Therefore, in these elections, promise Malawians, first thing, give them security. so that they can build back crores of animals outside. The way we used to live. They can build a claw of chickens outside without fear that somebody will come and take them. Security is number one. Peace is very fundamental in our lives. As I speak to you, as you speak to me, you are always beefing up your security each and every day. You. Now, if you are beefing up your security, you torch bearers. What about a common man like me? What about a common man in the village? How will he beef up his security or her security? Peace is very fundamental. And it's a prerequisite. Before multi-party democracy, Kamsubanda used to tell us that wealth is in the soil. I would want this. I know some of you are going to watch this. You won't be able to make Mr. Mutalika watch it or Mr. Lazarus were to watch this. But I would want, and I want you, I insist, make sure that these contenders follow them. Mr. Mutalika, Mr. Atubela Muluzi, Mr. Lazarus Chakwera, and Mr. Salos Chilima. You must watch this because this is the basic ground for you to start from. If you are to win elections and you want to change Malawi, you need to start with the basics. And these basics are these ones: security and peace. Before multi-party democracy, when Malawi got independence, Kamsubanda told Malawians that Chuma Chirintaka, the wealth of our country is in the soil. Now, many people did not understand, but I will tell you again today, the utopian philosophy has mapped, screened Kamsubanda, and we found out that man was a genius. That man was a genius because he knew what he was talking about. After multi-party democracy, politicians tell us wealth is in towns where there are businesses, jobs, and money. And that's what you are saying. Because on all your promises that I've heard, you never even told anyone that the wealth of our country is in the soil. You said you provide jobs, you provide businesses, and you provide money. You forgot the fundamental area, the soil. Don't understand it in a way that we understood it in the 1960s, that we must go and plow for us to get wealthy. But we can utilize the soil for us to develop our lives. Because the soil is the source of all life. Therefore, the promises of money, the promises of businesses, the promises of jobs are all urbanized in town. What about the people in the village? And don't forget, Malawians, 80% are in the villages. Now, if you promise all these businesses, jobs, and money, where are these people going to get it? They must go to town. And after 1994, there was an exodus of urbanization. After 1994, over 15% from the 80 flocked into towns, cities, and everywhere. And today, our own towns have been disintegrated, disorganized, because those people come from the rural areas. They have to find means to cohabit. Build shacks, build what? As long as they must find a place, the whole planning of cities and towns messed up. Why? Because when you are making your promises of politics, you promise businesses, you promise jobs, and you promised money. You did not promise how the wealth of the country is in the soil. Because if there's a soil that can be utilized, it's in the village. So Kamsubanda was a genius. And I urge you to be one of them. By telling Malawians that the wealth of every human being is in the soil, so that wherever the soil is, one can develop. And it's possible. That's campaign number 1 today. Campaign number 2. Malawians do not want a multi-party democracy that has no security, that has no peace. That is what Malawi say. And this manifesto, it's restless. It's tribalist, it's regionalist. Everyone in Malawi, they are demanding the same fundamental principles. A country without security, a country without peace can never go up. Therefore, Malawians are saying they need security, number 1, they need peace. They are saying stop promising that which you cannot deliver. Don't be afraid. We know you come from Goliath village. We know you come from Garcia. There's no way we can expect you higher promises or impossible promises or rare promises. No. Instead, promise what you can deliver. That's something that you can be able to give, to say, this is what I said, and here it is. Don't promise that tomorrow we'll come back and ask you, where are your promises? Don't do that. Malawians know you are citizens from villages and districts in Malawi. We do not expect much or miracles from you. Assure us of security and peace with enabling environment where we can go into our gardens, businesses, errands, protected and secured. That's what Malawians want. Malawians don't expect miracles from you. They just want basics. We must be able to secure our daily bread, better homes, and have a hope about ending poverty. We don't expect many things. We don't expect many things. And don't even push yourself or panic yourself. No. Malawians want basic promises. Enabling environment for them to toil. Enabling environment for them to do businesses. Enabling environment for them to work. Enabling environment for them to farm. And give them a piece of hope that one time their poverty will end. That's what Malawians want. Campaign number 3. Malawi will never develop if there is no unity of purpose. Our country is not going to move forward if there is no unity of purpose among all the people of this country. Bullet. As long as political parties, when elected into government, think they are the only thinkers to develop Malawi, there's nowhere Malawi will go.